Welcome back to another edition of Inside Benedict Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr. What up, Coach?
How you doing?
I'm good. I know we didn't get the win that we needed for homecoming, but we're going to break this game down in a little bit. But I always have to take care of what we call the homework. You know what I mean? We have a lot of folks who support this and support Benedict College. We want to give big shouts to them like Federal Credit Union. Thank you so much, Founders Federal Credit Union. You guys are always on ball, and we appreciate you running with BC as well. And we also have some other great sponsors too, like Columbia Metropolitan Airport, South Carolina Education Lottery, Lexington Medical Center. All you folks are on board with Benedict College football, and we appreciate that, no doubt. And it's, because of them that we're able to bring the show.
That's true. So thank you very much.
No question. And then you guys watch this show. So we appreciate you for watching as well as we break down Benedict College football every week, every game, every incident that takes place. And man, I tell you, like I said, it was homecoming. Had a lot of folks outside tailgating, a lot of folks inside for this big game, and we wanted this big win. Didn't quite get it over Miles. That score was 26-14. But, we talk about it as a young team. We talk about it as a growing team and a learning team. And you got a lot of things that are happening with these guys.
Yeah, we really do. And again, just give credit where credit due. Miles is a very good team. They're top of our conference. And, I think for us to play the way we did, I was really pleased. We didn't back down at all. We ran out of time, unfortunately. But we got some really good things that came out of it, as a team overall. Individually, young men that did well, but overall as a team, opened up the game with a 96-yard kickoff return by Jackson Williams, true freshman, and Jackson all year has been chasing to get this ranking, and, Saturday he got it to be the #1 kickoff returner in, Division II across the whole country. We were always a kick short, which is a good thing, but we wanted to get him there. He led it by statistics, but didn't have enough kicks, so he finally got it and was crowned this weekend the #1 kickoff returner in the country. So that goes to that young man, but there's also 10 other guys that are on that field that got to do their job. And, we've been working really hard, and I was pleased with that. And then when you get into, again, the accomplishments, Lucas Wynn, our strong-legged kicker, he's ranked in punting in the top 34 in the country, had a great day on Saturday. Last week against Allen, had a couple of bad punts, which kind of probably moved him out of the top, 10 category, but Lucas will get back up there. And again, that's accomplishment to him, but there's also 10 other young men that are on that help, do that. And then a young man that had been on here before, Israel Nwokocho, for a long time, he had led the country with sacks, and then he got injured, so he's playing sparingly. But he's tied for second in the nation right now for sacks, and he's doing really good. He's 15th in the nation for tackles for loss, which is, again, really good. Unfortunately, he's had some injuries he's battling for, so hasn't really played the last 2 games as a full game like he's been doing. Ty Patterson, our middle linebacker, he's ranked number 36 in the nation. For tackles for loss, and I joked when we were going over the statistics yesterday, one of our problems that we're doing is tackling, but to see that individuals are doing it and the coaching that we're doing is working, we just got to be able to get out the field on 3rd down. But overall, our defense is ranked 13th in the nation for tackles for loss, and it's behind the line of scrimmage. We got to work on the ones that get past the line of scrimmage to get us off the field on 3rd down. But we'll talk about that also. But, accomplishment to these young men buying into Benedict, buying into what we're coaching, and sometimes people just look at the record and they don't really see what these individuals are doing. And so I say that because I'm proud of those young men. It's the hard work that they've put in. It's the team that has come together to help those young men be ranked where they are, and we just got to continue to do that.
All right, so listen, we're going to break down this right now. Top of the game, Miles wins the toss. They defer to the second half, so Benedict College gets the ball, and we talked about Jackson Williams runs 96 yards down the field to score for Benedict. So from that point, your defense gets up, gets out there on the field, and Miles brings this ball down. What happens? Tell me about what goes on.
Again, and I had mentioned it before, we're getting better. Had a couple of 3rd downs that we weren't able to get them off the field. They were able to convert. They moved the ball down the field, and, eventually after time, we're that bend don't break, but if they keep moving closer to the end zone, something's going to happen, and hopefully you hope it comes in our favor, but, unfortunately they score and kick the field goal, and now it's 7-7.
So what happens from that point on, it's 7-7, but it's just a lot of punts back and forth. And that's going to wrap up that first quarter. And then, let's see, Miles gets the ball, and they take it downfield. They get it 2nd and 9 in midfield. They complete a long pass, but Amari Terry makes a big hit and pops that ball out. Cameron Davis picks up that loose ball, returns it 22 yards.
Yes, and we have a list of about 8 categories that, how we went on Saturday. And one of them is we got to out-hit them. We didn't win that one. We got to win the turnover battle, and we did win that one, and this was the start of it. All week I really stressed, and, if you were out to practice, you watch me. I was on those guys about when we go after that ball because they hold the ball very loosely. And so, one of the ones I got on was Amari, and sure enough, he went and had the great opportunity, ripped the ball loose. Cam Davis, because we were rallying to the ball, picks the ball up and puts us in a great situation to have the ball at positive yards on offense, and those were the things that we talked about, as you mentioned earlier. Also, we talked about, we have to win special teams. We started off with a kick, and we took it back, and then, when you start talking about punting, Lucas Wynn, again, does a great job. And it's a lot of hidden yardage that people don't know, that you turn the field, you put defenses in bad positions and good positions. And so as you get into the category of what we need to win on Saturday, those were 2 of the main things that we talked about, is field position behind the punting, scoring on the kickoff, and then getting the turnover.
Tigers have the ball, but they don't get to capitalize on this thing, so they have to punt it back to Miles. Miles gets the ball back. They go 80 yards in 10 plays. Then they also convert on the 3rd and 11 with a 17-yard run. And then, here it is, an issue on, like you say, the 3rd downs. 3rd and 8 with an 18-yard pass, and Miles gets a 12-yard run to get the go-ahead on this.
Yes, and that's crucial. I talked about we're doing very well for tackles for loss. We got to make tackles on 3rd down. We lost 3rd down. I mean, hands down, we played probably the worst game ever on 3rd down. I think they were 8 of 12 overall. And you can't win a game like that against a good team, and we had opportunities to make tackles. We didn't, and you see what happens. It gives them the momentum. It doesn't help get the team off the field. And they were, within the next couple of plays, they're in the end zone again. And so we're going backwards and not tackling and getting them off the field on 3rd down.
And on the missed PAT, the score is now 13-7. Benedict gets the ball back, and they do it nice with a 26-yard pickup and a pass to Jalen Leary. And the Tigers are now facing a 4th and 5, and you decide to go for it.
Yes, as I mentioned, I believe in this team. And, what they were giving us defensively, we seen a hole. And so, I wanted to take advantage of it. I mean, it's football, still early in the game. The defense is playing well. Again, we just, gave up on 3rd down, and we knew it was a hot day and everything else. So we were going to take advantage of our abilities. We capitalize on it. We, again, get to move the ball down. And then the second half, the first one was I talked about the penalties. The first one was I talked about the defense couldn't make tackles on 3rd down. Now we get into a situation where we're struggling at the O-line. We move the ball all the way down to the goal line, have a great catch. Trey makes a great throw to Troy Hillman. We get tackled at the 2-yard line. We go in there. We should be able to blow them off the ball and get a crease. And it's just like the Red Sea it opened, and they come back and they make a tackle. We have a play. One of our young men gets confused. He was supposed to be on the ball. He's not on the ball. We score a touchdown. That's a penalty. And so, the way the ball was bouncing for us. So then we have to back up. Again, we get a sack. We try to run the ball. They're just very, difficult to move at that point in time. And so we have to go kick a field goal. And as I mentioned before, this is when our offensive line starts falling apart. We're giving up sacks. We're not blowing people off the ball. And I'm like, okay, wow, we can go kick the field goal. We were a little too far for me to go for it on 4th down, so I said kick field goal. We've been very well in that situation. And on our interior, for some reason, the young man steps down. He doesn't, extend his arms and just opens up a gap. And you can't do that. And sure enough, they came shooting through the gap, and the guy got his fingertip up and blocks the field goal, or the score would be at that point in time 13-10, and we'd have momentum. But as that happens, Now they have momentum because they blocked a field goal, and now they get to start their drive because we were inside the 20. Now they get to start their drive on the 20 with momentum.
8 plays, 80 yards, 4-yard pass. They get into the end zone once again with the PAT. So now it's 27, and we only have 2 minutes before the half. What's the thought process here?
Well, that's actually who we are. We love those 2-minute drives in those situations. So, it was homecoming. I think there was a lot more pressure because they had guys had their families there. A lot of them hadn't been to watch them play and everything else. And so, going in, I realized, man, we're not who we are. We're playing reckless, and we're playing a little nervous. And so, wanted to move the ball down and at least get us in field goal range. Had some opportunities. Our third catalyst was Trey did not play well. Our quarterback, he has played well. He's done some things. He played very bad in the first half of the game, and so being able to move the ball down the field, we weren't clicking. Time runs out. We have to go into halftime.
And that is it, 20-7 at the half. And so what's the mindset of the players? You go in the locker room or even changing a game plan? Any thoughts like that so that you guys are coming back and hitting that third quarter?
Again, we believe in discipline, consistency. You have to believe, and we have to finish. And so that's really all we did, is we went in there and we just told them, again, guys, Miles is a good team. Everything that they've done, though, to be ahead, we've given it to them. Okay, we can't tackle on third downs. We can't get off the field on third downs. We're giving up sacks. We're giving up penetration at the offensive line. And where we have guys wide open, Trey's not making the right reads. He's holding on to the ball. He's trying to make bigger plays than he needs to. You're not going to be able to win the game. And so at that point in time, I believe in Trey. Was a little frustrated with him, because he just didn't have that confidence that I thought. So, we talked as an offensive staff about making the change, at quarterback and letting Kamari Fry come in and just seeing if we can get a different spark. So, what do we need to do to make the adjustments that were going on besides us just beating ourselves, in that? Because we had a lot of opportunities for that score to be even. And then defensively, guys, we got to get off the field on third downs. We cannot play a good, sound team if we can't get off the field on third downs. Special teams, we were doing well. Besides the block, we knew exactly what had happened. So, again, the punting game with Lucas Wynn and everything else, the return game, they started not kicking to us, and we were still fielding the ball and doing things that we needed to. So we just had to go in there and talk to the team about playing their game, settling down, and we have gotten so much better in the third and the fourth quarter, and we have to show up. And so, that was a conversation. You guys got to believe and you got to finish.
Life, like water, is something you move through. You need a team helping propel you forward. The experts at Lexington Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide specialized treatment for the athlete and all of us. Backed by the #1 rated hospital in the Midlands. Life's a sport. Keep playing.
Welcome back to Inside Benedict College Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr. Right now, it is time for our Lexington Medical Center Player Spotlight, and we have one who, of course, is a freshman. And really, I'm telling you, you're doing some big things. Congratulations on this week, SIAC. You're #1 in kickoff returns.
Yes, sir.
Man, you knocked this thing out. You ran 96 yards in this game against Miles on the kickoff return coming back. What was going through your mind when you knew you were back there deep and this is the beginning of the game? What are you thinking?
Just hype, knowing I got great blocks and knowing I'm going to get one. And I was talking to my coaches before that, and things were going great, and I knew I was going to get one that game.
Was this against your old team?
It wasn't.
Or Miles wanted you?
Miles wanted me.
Yeah. What made you choose Benedict over Miles?
It felt more like a home when I came to Benedict. The coaches welcomed me. All the coaches were here when I came and visit and things like that. And I just knew this was going to be the place.
Where are you from originally?
Dothan, Alabama.
Alabama?
Yes, sir.
Oh, go ahead. You didn't want to say Roll Tide? You said, I want to say Tigers. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
That's what it is, for sure. So what's your major? What do you want to do?
Sports management.
Okay, gotcha. You got a favorite NFL team?
NFL team, the Dolphins.
Cowboys, he said.
Nah, the Dolphins.
See, you said it again, Cowboys. That's how it keeps coming out. You think you saying that, but it's coming out that way. What do you do? What do you do to prep for games? Like, do you get psyched up? Do you have, like, you know, some people say I got to wear special underwear, or special shoes, or I got to, you know, say this, or do anything like that you do before a game?
Listen to music.
What do you listen to? Who's your favorite right now?
I listen to all kind of music, but Rod Wave.
Everybody likes Rod Wave on Benedict. It's like when they come here and ask about the music, they say Rod Wave. So it's a good thing, man. So, like, when you talk about football, where does it start for you? Did it start elementary school, middle school, or high school?
It started when I was young, watching my brother grow up.
Mm-hmm. He plays ball too?
He did. He coaches in Reno, Nevada right now.
Oh, is that right?
Yes,
Did he
sir.
coach you, give you some little advice here and there?
I watched him grow up in high school, wanted to train with him, just wanted to be just like him when I grew up.
This man, right? Awesome. That's all right. So now, you know, working with Benedict and your team right now, a lot of freshmen are playing, so it looks like the future's going to be bright for BC. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, confident, and just thankful for the coaches putting me in the right position to be successful and things like that.
Do you like kick returning better, or being a wide receiver out there getting that ball?
Really, it's just wherever I help the team at the most. It's no specific spot.
Yeah.
It's just wherever I help.
Everybody on BC, when I talk to these guys, always the right frame of mind. Is that the coaches? They instill that in you?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. Great young man. Appreciate you and all you do. And Fort Valley State's coming up. You gonna get another one?
Oh, yes, sir, for sure.
All right. When we get that one, you get in front of the camera and say, Curtis, this is for you. I wish you well.
Right,
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jackson Williams, Jordan staying right here for BC, and back with more inside Benedict College Football after this.
Life moves fast, and while you're raising future MVPs, it's good to know you've got a teammate with Founders, a partner you can trust to always have your back, with products and services that give you the freedom to focus on the more important things. While you're sharing those moments, remember, we're here for one single reason: to help grow your financial success. So when the game is done, you can relax, because at Founders, our most valuable player is you.
Welcome back to Inside Benedict Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr. And it's always great when we get an inside look at some of the players that you have on your team, like Jackson Williams and all the other ones. When you watch the show, it gives insight on who these players are as a person, not just on the field, but also off the field. So we appreciate the Lexington Medical Center for doing that. But of course, we also appreciate all our sponsors, like Founders Federal Credit Union. Thank you so much. Columbia Metropolitan Airport, South Carolina Education Lottery, and who I just mentioned, Lexington Medical Center. Let's get to the second half here. Miles get the ball because they deferred to the second half. These guys are moving down the field. What happens here on 3rd and 6 from their own 29, again, it's that third down conversion. They get first down, 13-yard pass, and they continue to move down the field.
That's true, you know, and we had the momentum if we get them out the field. We don't. They get the first down. Have a couple more plays. And then the next thing you know, they get in 4th and short. And we're trying to figure out if they're going to punt or not. They stay on the field. You know, we yell out there, guys, you know, just do your job, bend, don't break. And, you know, one of our leaders, and Aaron Miller, and an interior guy, Casey Bolden, shoots through the line and makes the stop where they don't get to convert, you know, the 4th down. And so, you know, it gives us an opportunity to get the ball. And that's where I talk about momentum swinging and momentum changing. You know, we give up the 3rd, which we shouldn't have, but we did. But then we get into a real critical situation of 4th and 2-ish, and we don't give it up. And the kids don't quit. They keep playing, you know, and that's what I'm trying to instill into them. And it shows, you know, there's spurts where we're really going to be a really good team, you know, in that situation, because those young men are going through the heartaches now, and they're learning the little things that will continue to help them be successful.
It's always good when you can see a spark in these players doing the things that you're asking them to do. Bend, don't break. And here it is, 2 yards, they couldn't do it. When you see that, there's hope for BC.
That's true.
There's hope for these guys, no question about it. Matter of fact, you guys put together one of the best drives in this game. You go 84 yards in 15 plays.
That's true. You know, and again, as I mentioned before, that momentum swing, you know. And then so in the momentum swing, you know, it was ironic because I've talked to some of my mentors about working with the discipline and consistency. And, you know, my family told me one of the best things to do sometimes with young men is to bench them. And so, you know, I had to sit, because I told you he was struggling in the first half, I had to sit, you know, Trey down. And Kamari Fry goes in there and, I mean, just gives us a spark. And, you know, he's moving the ball down. He's got the energy. And, again, no disrespect or anything to Trey, but sometimes you got to do that, you know. And we switched it up. He takes us down the field. We get into, again, another fourth down situation. He looks at me and says, Coach, I got it. We give our quarterbacks the freedom every once in a while to make a call. He makes the call, shoots through the line, and gets the first down. And again, the momentum's in our favor. And so we just keep driving. He's, you know, doing a great job of leading them down. You know, we hand the ball off, we throw some quick passes, and then he scrambles again and he takes a shot. And, you know, we're worried about him because he looks a little dazed or you know, and so we got to go through the medical procedure. We take him off the field. But I think in that moment, that gave Trey the opportunity to realize, hey, I need to tighten things up. Trey comes down, makes a good run, and then we have an opportunity where, again, they give us the coverage we want. Trey looks over and makes the audible, sees Troy Hillman with the matchup we want, and throws a dime at the top of the DB's head. And again, that freshman just climbs the ladder, goes up, makes a great catch, holds on to it, and you know, we get a touchdown out of it. So a combination of a lot of good things. We're running, we're passing, we're playing consistent. We had to mix some things up, you know, just to keep them honest. And I mean them, meaning the young men on Benedict, because, you know, you can't be entitled if you're not going to get it done. We're going to out-recruit you. We're going to do things, and the backups got to be able to step up. And that's what even makes me happier, is that Kamari has not taken a lot of steps and snaps or steps to be in that role. And in one of the biggest games of our season and in his career, he doesn't flinch at all. He just moves the ball down the field.
Players always got to stay ready.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, so you guys score. It's 2014. Gives you some hope for Benedict and the Tigers in this homecoming game. Kickoff goes to Miles. The QB keeps it, goes 55 yards on the run. Then he gets a 26-yard pass, gives Bears first and goal. Now it's up to your defense again.
True. We're in man coverage. You know, we haven't backed up. We're in man coverage. Everybody's running all over the field. And the next, you know, you see this quarterback running down the field, and he's running. And I'm like, ball! You know, we're all yelling and everything else. And we finally, the DBs and everybody realize that they turn around, they make the tackle. You talk about momentum. So now they go from being backed up to being in positive yardage. And then the next time, I mean, our safety's right there. Quarterback makes a great throw. You know, it was just a good play by him, you know, but they had the momentum. They had what we had the drive before, and it puts us in a bad situation.
So it's 26-14 after the score, and the reason why is because there was a holding penalty on Miles, so that pushes them back, gives you guys an opportunity to get in and block that PAT.
Yes, and again, you know, you judge them by, oh my goodness, we just gave up a score, or they just gonna go out there and quit? And that's what, again, those little things we talk about, but they knew they had an opportunity. Ty comes through, gets his hand up, blocks it, and does a great job. But again, there was 10 other guys that did their job, and so would have preferred that they didn't score and we blocked the field goal. But, you know, again, we're late in the fourth quarter. We're still competing and doing stuff like that. And, you know, now it gives us the opportunity for the offense to get back on the field and try to make a drive.
You know, speaking about getting back on the field, Benedict gets the ball, and on the next three possessions, they result in 3 and outs. Miles also misses a 41-yard field goal in this as well. Now it's about 5.5 minutes left in the game, 26-14. Benedict's with the ball.
Yes, you know, and just to talk about those drives, you know, I told you when I went back and I looked at the 3 things that really hindered us. Those 2 back-to-back drives, our O-line really hindered us. I mean, we gave up sacks. We gave up guys acted like they didn't know what was going on. So we had to rally them around and say, guys, it's the same football game. It's the same team we watched all week. It's the same team we had to, you know, practice against. All I need you to do is do your job. You do not have to be Superman. Nobody has an S on their chest. Just go do your job. And if you do that, we'll be able to move the ball down the field. And so that leads up to, as you just mentioned, now we put a drive together, okay? We get a situation, though, where I think Trey should have threw the ball away. He doesn't. He gets a sack. Next thing you know, it's like a 4th and long situation. We again see a weakness in there. Trey makes a good throw to Troy Hillman. We get the first down. We're moving. We're in our kind of 2-minute mode, but I'm also looking at the clock knowing that we have to score twice, and so we have a couple incomplete passes that go on. Trey, again, late in the game, he tries to go for the home run instead of just dumping it down and letting us catch it and run out of bounds. The defensive back falls off. That's why he should have threw it underneath. Safety comes over the top. I mean, I don't blame him for having 3 over Troy Hillman, outstanding freshman that we have. Ball gets tipped, intercepted on the drive for us going in to score, which would have gave us at least enough time to kick an onside kick. But instead, ball gets tipped. They get the interception, run it down the field a little bit, and then after that, they just nail it. And, time again wasn't on our side.
And then that's the game, 26-14. Miles takes the game on this one, especially for homecoming in Benedict College. But you guys, it was still no quitting and was still no fight. Just the mistakes that gives the other team the opportunity.
Yes, that's true. And again, we're going to keep working on it. Rome was not built in a day. Yeah. And where my mentality for these young men, the greatness that they will be as students, as men, as husbands, fathers, employers, employees, it takes time. And I see the progress. And again, if you just judge it off of the wins and loss, which that is what happens in football, yeah. But it's about where these young men will be 5, 10, 25 years from now. And if you see that they still fight and they keep their heads up and they keep fighting and they keep their heads up and they continue to have discipline, consistency, you will be very successful.
There you go, Coach. Got a great team, and we still have more football to play. Matter of fact, we're going to be traveling to Georgia to play Fort Valley State University. So it's a travel game. We'll try to get you some information on tickets and things of that nature in just a moment, but we'll cover that. We also have our Assistant Coach Spotlight, which is brought to you by the Columbia Metropolitan Airport. You want to stick around for that to see who we're going to bring to you next. This is Inside Benedict College Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr.
Your trip begins now. Your trip is your story, and all the best stories begin right here at the Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Whether you travel for business or pleasure, we designed CAE to maximize your comfort. Maybe your trip is one of discovery, reunion, or time to close the deal. Wherever your trip ends, it all begins right here, the Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly with ease.
Welcome back to Inside Benedict College Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr. Right now it's time for your Columbia Metropolitan Airport Assistant Coach Spotlight. It's somebody who's no stranger. He's been on the show before. Coach Hopgood, how are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you, man?
I'm good. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you guys are doing great, as far as catching the ball, running with the ball, throwing the ball, kicking the ball. This is your special teams coach.
Yes, sir.
So I'm trying to name all that stuff. I was trying to get him a smile because this guy don't smile at all. I'm going to be like him. Yes, sir. Play football. That's what we do. We come hard. We work hard. Am I talking like you?
A little bit.
Let's talk about it, Coach. You got a lot of young, great players. We've had you talk about this before, but talk about some upcoming stars that BC has right there that we're getting ready to blow out with.
Oh, man. Who can I name? I can name Troy Hillman. He's been doing pretty well on the receiver side, but a little do people know that he's one of our guys on special teams. So he's guys like him, Malachi Jones, a few of the receivers on our offense. They're going around and they're doing what we ask them to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're yes sir, no sir. They're going to go get it. They're blocking well. They're holding up in protection. They're doing a lot of great things for us, and the future is bright.
That's what I'm saying. Week to week, Benedict is looking really good. The players are starting to gel together in the whole 9 yards. What are some of the positives that are happening?
Oh man, just the shift over for a lot of guys gaining that experience. We're playing a lot of young guys on all aspects of the game, but just knowing that they're getting all the the wrinkles out now. You know what I mean? And like you said, the future is bright for a lot of guys. So just seeing these guys grow, seeing those guys buy into what our program is trying to put out, it's a wonderful thing.
You guys have Fort Valley State coming up this weekend, another top-tier team right now in the conference. Game plan, let's talk about that.
Oh, man. As you know, I mean, we're one of the highly ranked special teams units in the conference, and what helps us be successful is that we keep everything simple. You know what I mean? We're not trying to throw anything flashy at you. We're just trying to out-execute you, and we've been doing that, and we've been getting better and better each week. So the game plan is the game plan. You know,
Absolutely.
we're not going to try. We're going to be Benedict at the end of the day, but our job is that make more plays than you, out-execute our schemes more than you execute yours.
And you did this past week. I mean, you had the kickoff return, you had the block PATs and things of that nature. Your special teams is actually standing up.
Oh yeah, man, they're trying. We put a lot of work and effort and detail into preparing for each opponent each week. We have a meeting every single morning. The guys are locked in. They're asking questions, and then they're you got guys that are trying to find roles specifically on special teams. They may not be the star, like I said before, like the star wide receiver or the star running back or the star safety, but they have a chance to impact the game at a high level. I mean, we had a guy like Jesse Bradbury, who's our starting long snapper, make 2 big-time tackles in open field for punt. So guys are finding their niche, like I said, and making a name for themselves in places that they didn't expect.
Which is important.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so Jordan, this is going to be another important question for you before I let you go.
Yeah.
All right, so you might want to put some thought into it, whatever. It's coming up next month. You got Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Who's winning?
That's a good one, man. I roll with Iron Mike.
There you go. Jordan, thank you so much. We appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.
For taking time to chat with us, and looking forward to a big old win with Fort Valley State next weekend. We got this one. Oh, yeah. It's always Tigers, baby. Always. And we thank you for watching Inside Benedict College Football. Back with more right after this.
One little lottery ticket makes a big difference for our state students. And when I say big, I mean big. Bigger than jackpot big. Like back in 2014, when lottery funds helped upgrade South Carolina's classrooms, giving students the tools they needed to follow their biggest ideas wherever they live, through school and far beyond. For over 20 years, the biggest lottery wins have been and always will be for our state students. After all, education is our middle name.
Welcome back to Inside Benedict College Football and Coach Ron Dickerson Jr. All right, so listen, we got to travel to Georgia.
True.
And take on Fort Valley State University, who is 5-3 overall, 5-1 the SIAC. Coach, got another battle here.
No, I love it. I mean, it's an opportunity to, again, get better, and the next one's the best one. And so, but we're going to play a good team. Fort Valley is very good. They're ranked across the board offensively in the nation.
Since you brought up offensively, 40 points a game and 356 yards of offense per game as well.
Oh, yeah.
Defense has got to step up for this one.
Got to. It's going to be a little more than bend, don't break, into that. But I believe in our defense. Again, we give up the big plays. We can't get out the field on third down. It's not that we don't play good defense. It's just we got to put it all together, into that. And it's going to be a challenge for them, but I believe in our young men. It'll be excited. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do in the quarterback room, with Kamari and Trey. And we'll see how that goes out through the week. Offensively, we got to fix some things with our offensive line. But I'm excited. I'm excited because it's the next game. I'm excited because it's a big game, and again, it will tell the character of our young men and our coaching staff how we go in and how we prepare for this game and how we compete. And so it's going to be a great opportunity against a really good team at their home.
That's right, Coach. Everybody has to step up, and everybody has to come out and support as well. And I said I was going to get you some information on tickets, so we want you to be able to go to this game. Fort Valley State University this coming Saturday. Benedict College, you can check in with the Booster Club. The number is 803-389-5255. 803-360-6609. See that number right there, bottom of the screen, Adam? Put it up right there. It's 803-360-6609. That is Robert Thomas, the Booster Club. They're going to take a bus up that way. That way you get to leave the driving to us and come out there and help support your Benedict College Tigers. They're going to need you there. So if you can, and I know you will, you'll make it there to do this, right?
Please
Big game. Got it. It's important. Oh, matter of fact, too, in case you can't make it, but we'd love to have you at the stadium, HBCU Go. It's going to be on the live stream as well, and it's free. It's a free live streaming platform. It's HBCU Go. That way you can catch the game there as well. But again, Fort Valley State University is going to be another battle for the Tigers, and I think it's one that they're going to stand up for.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We're going to show up. I'll tell you that.
All right. We're fired up. We're fired up. You fired up? I'm fired up for the Tigers. It's not my Tiger thingy, but it's close. That's all I can do. Coach, we always appreciate you, man.
Thank you very much for all you do.
All right, we'll see you again next time after this one when we come back as well. This is Inside Benedict College Football. It is brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union, Lexington Medical Center, Columbia Metropolitan Airport, South Carolina Education Lottery, and of course, Coach Ron Dickerson Jr. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care. Have a great week.